The Harry Potter universe is a franchise beloved by millions of readers, whose fan base continues to grow even after the series has ended. However, as well as J.K. Rowling told her story, she overlooked some plot lines and inconsistencies, some of which wandered from book to book. Sometimes a detail was added to the plot that should have been present in the magical world from the beginning, and sometimes the main characters did not see the logical solution to a problem right under their nose. Let's look at the biggest plot holes across all 7 books. Enjoy watching. Plot hole number 1. How did Fred and George not notice Peter Pettigrew? Fred and George gave Harry the Marauder's Map, a magical parchment capable of tracking every person within Hogwarts. The problem is that the map was with the twins for many years, and by some strange coincidence, they never noticed that a person named Peter Pettigrew was constantly near their younger brother. Plot hole number 2. Why didn't James and Lily become each other's secret keeper? When Lily and James learned that their son was in danger, they decided to hide in a house in Godric's Hollow. Dumbledore suggested using the Fidelius Charm, special enchantments that hide the location of a place from all unwanted persons. The secret of the Fidelius Charm is sealed in the heart of the Keeper, and there is no way to extract this secret by any means. The Keeper can only reveal the location of the object voluntarily. For the Fidelius Charm to work, someone had to become the Keeper, and the Potters chose Sirius Black, but in the end, it was Wormtail who betrayed his friends. The problem is that the plot never explains why Lily and James didn't become each other's keepers. Lily would know where Yamis lives, and Yamis would know where Lily lives, and technically everything works as it should without involving outsiders. Plot hole number 3. Why didn't anyone drink the luck potion before the Battle of Hogwarts? Felix Felicis, the luck potion, is one of the most powerful potions in the wizarding world. Harry used it once in his 6th year, wishing to learn the truth about the Horcrux conversation between Slughorn and Tom Riddle. Yet it's odd that no one thought to drink this potion before the crucial Battle of Hogwarts, where students, professors, and the Order faced off against Voldemort and his Death Eaters. It would have been wise to stock up on this potion and drink it to gain a shield of limitless luck. However, if the Death Eaters also drank the potion, the Battle of Hogwarts could have turned out quite unpredictably. Plot hole number 4. The cost of magic wands. A magic wand is a wizard's faithful ally, as they channel a person's magic and allow for much simpler and more comfortable use of spells. Before starting at Hogwarts, young wizards head to Diagon Alley, where they visit Mr. Ollivander's shop to buy a magic wand. It costs quite cheaply, 7 galleons apiece. The problem is that Ollivander used extremely rare and expensive cores for the wands: unicorn hair, dragon heartstrings, and phoenix feathers. Attentive readers have compared their possible price with the cost of wands and concluded that Ollivander must be operating at a loss. For instance, according to Horace Slughorn, unicorn hair cost 10 galleons, which is already more than the cost of a wand. Plot hole number 5. The Troll and Slytherin students. In their first year, during the peak of Halloween, Professor Quirrell burst into the Great Hall and screamed that a troll was roaming the dungeons. To calm the students, the professors sent them to their common rooms. This was also supposed to protect the young wizards from danger, but there was one peculiar detail. The Slytherin students were also sent to their common room, which was in the dungeons. Either the professors were too scared to think logically, or J.K. Rowling forgot that she placed both the Trolls and the Slytherin's rooms in the same location. There's a theory that Dumbledore intentionally sent the Slytherins to their common room, hoping the Troll would encounter them on the way, but for Harry Potter, that's too grim. Plot hole number 6. Why was Ron allowed to cast spells with a broken wand? When Harry and Ron embarked on their adventurous journey to Hogwarts in the old Flying Ford, Ron accidentally broke his magic wand. This became a significant problem for Ron, as he could not cast spells properly throughout the entire school year. Moreover, when Gilderoy Lockhart attempted to erase Harry and Ron's memories with this broken wand, he inflicted irreparable damage on himself. Given the potential disaster of using a broken wand, it seems odd that Hogwarts staff allowed Ron to use a broken wand for an entire year. Even if the boy did not harm himself or others, it's clear he learned little that year. Plot hole number 7. Why did Hogwarts professors forget about Alohomora? When the terrible Sirius Black escaped from Azkaban, Hogwarts took some decisive measures to ensure the safety of the students. The professors blocked corridors, but it seems they forgot about a simple spell capable of opening many doors. Alohomora is a simple but very useful spell, and it is so easy that Hermione mastered it in her first year. Sirius likely knew about this spell, so he could easily penetrate locked corridors and open any doors. Plot hole number 8. Hermione and the Time Turner. Throughout the school year, Harry and Ron wondered how their friend managed to attend several classes at once. It turned out that it was all due to the Time Turner, which allowed her to travel several hours into the past and thus be present at multiple lessons simultaneously. However, it seems odd that the Time Turner, one of the most powerful objects in the wizarding world, was given to a schoolgirl, merely so she could attend a few more classes. Furthermore, its use put students at an unequal advantage. Why is Hermione allowed, but not the others? Plot hole number 9, Barty Crouch Jr. and the Polyjuice Potion. Polyjuice Potion is perfect for changing one's appearance, but doesn't address other issues. There are minor disputes about the voice, largely due to the movies. Sometimes the voice changes, sometimes it doesn't. But in the books, there seems to be no problem with the voice. Still, a person is not just their appearance and voice. It's one thing to sneak into the Slytherin common room and fool Malfoy for half an hour, but it's entirely another to pass oneself off for an entire school year as one of the most famous dark wizard hunters in the magical world. Someone should have noticed discrepancies in words and actions, or that Moody didn't remember things that happened to him earlier. Plot hole number 10. Why didn't Sirius use Polyjuice Potion? After Sirius Black escaped from Azkaban and cleared his name, at least to Harry, Dumbledore, and others, he hid in his childhood home and hardly ever left it. When he did go out, he always transformed into an animagus, a large black dog. This is odd, because the magical world had Polyjuice Potion, which turns a wizard into another person. This idea has some issues, but even so, using Polyjuice Potion seems much more advantageous. Instead of transforming into a huge black dog, Sirius could have turned into someone from the Order of the Phoenix, which would have aroused much less suspicion and been simply safer. Plot hole number 11. Why is the trace so imperfect? From the moment Harry arrived at Hogwarts, he was warned that to keep the magical world secret, he was forbidden from using magic outside school until he came of age. To keep young wizards under control, the trace system was devised, which tracks any magic performed around the place where the student lives. That's right, it tracks the location. If Malfoy had come to Privet Drive and used any of his known spells there, Harry would have been blamed for it because there are no other wizards in his area. And according to the Trace's strange logic, any spell in that area is Harry's work. On the other hand, this system is quite flawed. After Dobby's magic and Harry's Patronus, the Ministry quickly received information about the breach. But when the Order of the Phoenix used magic in the same place, nothing happened. Plot hole number 12. Why didn't the Ministry use Veritaserum? Veritaserum is one of the strongest potions in the wizarding world, forcing wizards to tell the truth. The problem is that it was hardly used, although it could have shed light on many crimes committed by Voldemort's supporters or exonerated those who were innocent. Rowling tried to address this plot hole by stating that Veritaserum is very imperfect and can be easily deceived. In that case, it's unclear why this potion exists at all. Plot hole number 13, Harry and Thestrals. In Order of the Phoenix, Thestrals appear, huge skeletal horses visible only to those who have witnessed someone's death. Harry began to see Thestrals because he witnessed Cedric Diggory's murder at the end of Goblet of Fire. However, logically, Harry should have been able to see Thestrals from the very beginning, since Philosopher's Stone. The reason is that young Harry witnessed Voldemort killing Lily Potter. Another important point is that Harry didn't see Thestrals after the Triwizard Tournament, although, by logic, he should have noticed them then. J.K. Rowling tried to explain this discrepancy by saying the witnessed event had to settle, but it's a rather strange explanation. Plot hole number 14. Dennis Creevey ended up in Hogwarts in his second year. When Harry and his friends decide to form a special squad that would secretly learn defense against the dark arts away from Umbridge, they chose to have their first meeting in Hogsmeade at the Hog's Head. About 24 students attended the meeting, including Colin Creevey's younger brother, who annoyed Harry in Chamber of Secrets, Dennis Creevey. Dennis was a very brave boy, wanting to learn from Harry while only in his second year. The problem is that Hogsmeade visits were only permitted from the third year onwards, yet young Dennis somehow ended up there in his second year. Fans tried to justify this mistake by suggesting Dennis might have been allowed to visit Hogsmeade accompanied by his older brother. But by that logic, Ron wouldn't have had to wait until the third year and could visit Hogsmeade with Fred, George, or Percy. Plot hole number 15. How did Azkaban escapees get their wands back? Sirius wasn't the only one who escaped from Azkaban, and during the climax of Order of the Phoenix, a group of the most dangerous Death Eaters broke out. When they were seen in the battle in the Department of Mysteries, it turned out that they all miraculously got their magic wands back. When a wizard is sentenced to Azkaban, their wand is either confiscated or destroyed by the Ministry of Magic. Nonetheless, despite these measures, Sirius and the Death Eaters somehow miraculously got their wands back. Plot hole number 16. Why did Voldemort arrive at the Ministry so late? In Order of the Phoenix, Voldemort decided that the key to defeating Harry was the prophecy stored in the depths of the Department of Mysteries. Prophecies can only be retrieved by those to whom they pertain. So the Dark Lord attempted to lure Harry to the Ministry so he could retrieve the prophecy himself. This makes sense. But why did Voldemort arrive at the Ministry so late? He only got there at the very end, when there was no prophecy left to claim, but he had to face Albus Dumbledore instead. Everything indicates that Voldemort should have been waiting for Harry's arrival to easily take the prophecy as soon as it was in his hands. Plot hole number 17. Why did Snape tell about the plan of the Seven Potters? Close to the series' end, readers learned that Snape informed Voldemort about the plan of the Seven Potters to gain the Dark Lord's trust. Dumbledore gave Snape clear instructions, including staying as close to Voldemort as possible. The problem is that Snape had done something earlier that should have elevated his loyalty to a level beyond doubt. He killed Dumbledore, leaving the wizarding world without one of its best, perhaps the best, protectors. Likely, Voldemort already fully trusted Snape at that point, making further proof of loyalty meaningless. Plot hole number 18. Why didn't Harry disguise himself as a Muggle or another wizard? There are quite a few questions regarding the plan of the Seven Potters. Its basis was transforming 6 wizards into Harry, and 7 versions of Potters were supposed to scatter in different directions to throw off the Death Eaters. It's strange that the Order did not opt for simpler versions of this plan. For example, Harry could have disguised himself as a Muggle and reached a safe place using Muggle transportation. Another option was for Harry to transform into another wizard from the Order, which also seems safer on paper. Plot hole number 19. Why didn't the Golden Trio multiply their food? For many months, the Golden Trio wandered from place to place in search of Horcruxes. They faced many challenges, from finding a place to sleep to cutting hair, but finding food was the most critical and demanding task. According to Hermione, it's impossible to conjure food out of thin air. It can only be summoned, transformed, or multiplied. It's strange that they didn't use the last method. They could have simply multiplied their food over several months without the need to starve themselves. Loved unraveling the mysteries of Hogwarts with us? Subscribe for more magical insights into Harry Potter's universe. Join our community of wizards and witches in exploring every spell and storyline.